But that was because we needed to. This is just because I want to. I call it my booksorcation. 3 uninterrupted days of reorganizing books. Can you think of anything more relaxing?
Well, claw massages, back rubs, bubble baths. You weren't really looking for an answer, were you?
My Little Pony, the magical, colorful cartoon made for kids designed to teach wholesome life lessons about friendship. However, when Hasbro first created My Little Pony back in 2010, it probably didn't expect to attract a bunch of obese men and autistic people instead. And that unusual fanbase is the reason for the absurd amount of content and popularity the show has all over the internet. I don't think I need to remind you just how much My Little Pony content was out there back in the early 2010s. Back when YouTube basically didn't have a filter whatsoever, and you could upload truly gruesome and unfiltered videos without a platform batting an eye. And I really can't thank the My Little Pony fandom enough for producing some of the most disturbing, cursed, and straight up nightmare fuel animations I have ever seen in my life. Stuff that messed me up so bad when I was younger that it's probably the reason why I like to talk about fucked up content in my videos. So today, we are going over some old My Little Pony animations that are, very family friendly and totally not violent and freaky. So without any further ado, let's already start off by talking about one of the most infamous My Little Pony animations ever created, and the one that probably messed me up the most: Cupcakes. Cupcakes was uploaded in 2012 by Mr. Davey. The animation features 2 of the main characters from My Little Pony, Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie, getting ready to make some delicious cupcakes. However, when the video starts and you look at their kitchen table, you can spot a single baking ingredient. I mean, where's the chocolate, the eggs, the sprinkles, the mango, the mustard? Where are the ingredients you do actually use to make cupcakes? Well, there are no ingredients on the table because the cupcakes they are about to make are a little bit out of the ordinary. They are not going to make chocolate cupcakes, they are going to make cupcakes out of Rainbow Dash. Whoa, wait, what do you mean out of Rainbow Dash? You mean like using her magical powers or something? No. When I say that, I mean the cupcakes are literally going to be made out of Rainbow Dash's organs. Shortly after the animation starts, Pinkie Pie straps Rainbow Dash to an operating table and begins doing the most gruesome things to her. I will try to describe what Pinkie Pie does in a way that won't make YouTube absolutely cook my monetization like they have been doing lately. First, she removes Rainbow Dash's wings with the help of a chainsaw. Then, she opens her chest very gently with, a big spinning blade, and proceeds to extract the ingredients from Rainbow Dash's body very carefully. After that, she finally makes Rainbow Dash's cupcakes, with the video ending with both of them taking a bite out of a cupcake, and I sincerely don't know how Rainbow Dash is eating one because, well, she doesn't even have a stomach anymore. A thing that makes these animations so unsettling, apart from, Pinkie Pie brutally opening up Rainbow Dash, is the fact that the animation is super high quality. It could easily pass as just another My Little Pony episode. Even the thumbnail looks like something that could actually be the cover art for an official episode, so it would be really easy for a kid who's a fan of the show to stumble across this video on YouTube, click on it expecting a normal My Little Pony adventure, and instead be met with a trauma they do never get over. This didn't happen to me though. Me and probably the majority of people who discovered Cupcakes came across the video through some random person reacting to it. Back in the early 2010s, reaction videos were insanely popular and super easy to make, so there were thousands of people reacting to f***ed content, and Cupcakes was one of those videos. Okay, now let's talk about another animation that was made by Mr. Davey as well, so you can already expect what's coming. Smile HD is yet another animation where Pinkie Pie goes berserker for no absolute reason. The animation, which is also a music video, starts off with Pinkie Pie running towards her friends, singing how she will make them smile. However, I don't really think Pinkie Pie knows how smiling works, because that is definitely not how you make someone smile. She throws a Mortal Kombat punch that detaches Twilight's head like she was a fucking Lego figure. And right after that, she smashes this white pony's head, which I don't really know the name of, making it look like a fine piece of ground beef. Yummers. For some reason, Applejack is smiling while looking at her friend's fucking eye, but she won't be smiling for long, because she's Pinkie Pie's next victim. Rainbow Dash catches a glimpse of what's happening and quickly goes to help Applejack. She initially is successful in saving her, but like 5 seconds later, Applejack is Kamehameha'd out of the existence and Pinkie Pie also kills Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy is the last one standing, and she's actually the only one who's sort of able to hold her own against Pinkie Pie, but then Pinkie Pie whips out a big-ass Goku plasma ball that ultimately blows up the entire planet. Absolute cinema. Personally, I don't think this animation is as gruesome as the last one, even though it is still pretty brutal. The original Smile HD video would actually end up getting taken down by Hasbro itself, the owner of the My Little Pony brand, so I guess that just speaks to how insanely popular this animation was back in the day. Mr. Davey would also post some more gruesome and bloody My Little Pony animations after Cupcakes and Smile HD. He would eventually disappear from YouTube in 2016 for no apparent reason, but since Hasbro took down several of his videos, it's not crazy to think that Hasbro might be directly involved in Mr. Davey's disappearance from the platform. Coming up next, we have the Pony.mov videos, created by one of my favorite YouTube animators ever, Hot Diggity Demon. Pony.mov is a series of My Little Pony parody videos that are basically super edgy animations featuring the characters doing some random shit like taking drugs and killing each other. There were 6 videos released in the series between 2011 and 2013, with each episode focusing on one of the 6 main characters. I rewatched the whole series to make this video, and oh man, some of this still hold up to this day.
Oh, I simply can't, darling. I'm entertaining family today.
Your family with over 30 illegal Mexican immigrants?
What the hell?
I could pretty much talk about every single one of them, as each is disturbing in its own way, but the one I want to focus on here today is called Shed.mov. The animation features Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, and Spike deciding whether or not to enter Fluttershy's shed. Throughout the episodes of Pony.mov, it is always hinted that Fluttershy has some very dark secrets hidden in that shed, and that she doesn't want anyone going inside.
Hey, I sure have it, purple guy. Stay out of my shed, okay? Hey, stay out of my shed. Stay out of my shed.
Thank you for saving Ponyville, Rainbow Dash. I guess.
Seriously though, don't come in my shed.
But of course, these fucking idiots decide to enter anyway. When they open the door, we are greeted with a very family-friendly scene where the walls are covered with, animals that don't look very alive. Shortly after they enter the shed, Fluttershy catches them, goes completely bananas, and straps Rainbow Dash to a chair before, well, slicing her in half with a chainsaw. I guess Rainbow Dash just can't catch a break in these animations, can she? The whole sequence is pretty disturbing as Fluttershy is singing this unsettling song where the dead animals on her wall sing along with her. This animation really messed with me when I was younger. I was probably around 10 years old when I watched this, and back then I would already shit myself watching those low quality creepypasta videos of the 2010s. So just imagine how much seeing Rainbow Dash getting sliced in half scared me. Rarity's New Patterns is another My Little Pony animation that made me shit my pants as a kid. But hey, at least this time it's in 3D. Yippee! The story goes like this. Rarity, the white pony, gets a visit from a very famous pony who demands that she make 6 costumes for her next big fashion show.
Honey, I want to personally ask you to make me 6 unique designs for a new line I plan to present to Fancy Pants. I guarantee that you'll shine all over Equestria.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing on my hat?
The problem is, Rarity only has 3 days to do it, and she's completely out of fabric. Oh no, what will she do? Go out and buy new fabric? Or murder all of her friends and use their skin as dress material? So yeah, she basically invites each of her friends over one by one, then uses her psychic magic to kill them and turn their skin into clothes. By the end, after taking out Rainbow Dash, Twilight, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy and Applejack, she still needs one more dress, so she decides to get the material from her own skin. Yeah. Since this was made with Source Filmmaker back in 2014, you can guess the animation isn't exactly fluid or high quality. The kill scenes aren't nearly as disturbing as the ones from the earlier animations I've shown you, but they are still pretty gruesome, and for some reason, watching characters die in 3D just felt way more messed up when I was younger. Okay, now I wanna move on to some animations that are, a little suggestive. So yeah, freaky My Little Pony animations. Back in the day they were just as common as the gore ones. The ones I remember people talking about the most were probably the ones featuring ponies kissing. I mean, it's nothing super explicit and it could easily sneak past YouTube's algorithm. By the way, throughout this video I've been saying YouTube basically didn't have a filter back then, but when it came to sexual content, YouTube always has been kinda strict. Even 12 to 15 years ago, YouTube would clamp down on anything too sexual way faster than they ever would with blood or violence. So no, you wouldn't just find videos of ponies straight up okay? But you could still find stuff that was pretty damn suggestive. For example, coming back to the whole ponies kissing thing, even though most of these animations were pretty normal, well, as normal as an animation of 2 ponies kissing can be, there was this one video where Twilight kisses another pony and there's saliva coming out of their mouths. Like, bro, that's pretty damn suggestive in my opinion. Especially when you realize the guy who made that animation also made a bunch of other videos with the same weirdly suggestive vibe. Nothing explicitly sexual, but just enough to make you feel like you shouldn't be watching it. Another one that came to my attention was a video titled Pokimari Finds a Joystick. It's about this female pony called Pokimari looking for something that vibrates. You can probably guess why. And after searching around, she finds her son's Wii controller and uses the vibration feature. And then her son catches her using it and f***ing dies. And there are plenty more videos like this made by this Tiara White channel. Well, at least I don't think that as a kid you would probably understand these adult references, as many people stated in the comments of these animations. And also, these videos weren't made specifically targeting underage people, it just so happened that the YouTube algorithm would recommend any shit related to My Little Pony to every single kid that used the platform in the 2010s. However, the same can't be said about My Little Pony Elsagate videos. If you are on the younger side, you might not remember the Elsagate epidemic of 2017. Basically, YouTube's recommended page was flooded with videos that had thumbnails of popular characters like Spider-Man or Elsa from Frozen doing really inappropriate things. These videos were clearly targeting younger audiences. That's why you see a shit ton of colors in the thumbnails, along with characters from famous kid shows. To a 7-year-old, these thumbnails were like fentanyl. It was basically impossible for them to not click on it. YouTube was never fully able to purge this content from the platform, and even today you are still able to find this type of videos in your feed if you are unlucky enough. Over time, Elsagate animations stopped being limited to Disney and Marvel characters and began featuring characters from other popular kids shows, so it was only a matter of time before My Little Pony Elsagate content was created. These animations mainly use the human versions of the My Little Pony characters since it's easier to sexualize them that way. As for the content itself, it's always some poorly animated slop about either getting pregnant, pooping, violence, or making fun of poor people? Wait, I didn't know these animations were actually based. Anyway, as you can see, the thumbnails and titles are clearly targeting a younger audience, because they know kids consume this kind of garbage content pretty easily, and that means profit. The amount of money these channels make is honestly baffling, since they can pump out like 4 of these videos a day and each one racks up thousands of views. And the worst part is that YouTube is still failing to stop this. It is definitely better than it was a few years ago, but in many cases the algorithm still pushes these videos straight into kids' recommendations, basically allowing these channels to exploit children. I find it funny how YouTube is always talking about protecting kids, even rolling out that shitty new age verification feature on August 13th. But at the same time, these bozos still allow literal ads to run on their platform as well. Anyway, I should probably end the video before I rant too hard about YouTube. After all, they are the ones signing my paycheck at the end of the month. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to show some support. I'm also thinking about opening a Discord, and if I do, I'll promote it in the next videos. Alright, that's it. I love you. Bye.